morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Chaitra. The top stories first. Green parties can now contest polls with election symbol. A total of 73 parties registered for the local polls. Prime Minister Dioba to visit India on April 1. The three-day state visit is expected to further strengthen the ties between Nepal and India. Nepali Congress to force alliance for upcoming election. Central Committee decides to force alliance with coalition partners. Russia strikes oil depot in northwestern Ukraine. The region has so far remained free from ground combat. And Nepal defeats Papua New Guinea in T20 match by 15 runs. The hosts to face Malaysia in the next match on Wednesday. And now the news in detail. The Election Commission has decided to provide separate election symbols to all the political parties registered for contesting local level polls. Spokesperson of the Election Commission, Saligram Sharma Podel, said that the Commission has decided to provide election symbol of the political parties that have district level organizations. The Commission said that the ballot papers have been prepared accordingly. A total of 73 political parties, including 6 nationally recognized parties, and that have been registered at the Commission for the local level polls fixed for May 13. Prior to this, there was a provision for political parties other than the nationally recognized ones to contest the polls as independent groups. As shared by the Commission, Janak Education Material Centre has been asked to make preparation for printing around 20 million ballot paper. The Commission has already managed paper required for the printing of the ballot papers. Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Dioba is leaving on a 3-day official visit to India starting from April 1 at the invitation of his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi. The Prime Minister will be accompanied by his spouse Dr. Arzu Rana Dioba. A report.
Integrate of the Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Dioba will comprise of Minister for Foreign Affairs Dr. Naren Khadka, other senior ministers, secretaries and officials of the government of Nepal, according to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. During the visit, the Prime Minister Dioba is scheduled to pay a courtesy call on Vice President of India M. Venkaiah Naidu. The Prime Minister will hold delegation level talks with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Hyderabad House on April 2. The Prime Minister of India will host a luncheon in honor of Prime Minister Dioba and the delegation. Similarly, the External Affairs Minister as well as National Security Advisor of the Government of India will call on the Prime Minister of Nepal during the visit. The Prime Minister will use the opportunity of his visit to address a gathering of business leaders in New Delhi. The Prime Minister is also scheduled to visit Varanasi before returning to Kathmandu on April 3. The visit is expected to further strengthen the multifaceted, age-old and cordial ties between Nepal and India, states a press release issued by Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Nepali Congress has decided to form an electoral alliance with the ruling coalition for the upcoming local level elections. A meeting of the Central Committee of the Nepali Congress held at the party office in Sanepa yesterday concluded that the party will contest the local elections by forging alliance with the coalition partners. Emerging from the meeting, ANC spokesperson Dr. Prakash Saran Mahat said that majority of ruling parties had suggested forming an alliance. Accordingly, the ANC Central Committee meeting decided to pass the agenda on Tuesday. Spokesperson Mahat also said that some leaders of the party were of the view that the Nepali Congress should go to the polls without forming an alliance.
त्यसमा कुन ठाउँमा पार्टीको कस्तो खाले वस्तुस्थिति छ, त्यसका आधारमा कहाँ तालमेल गर्ने, कहाँ नगर्ने, कहाँ फ्रेन्डली प्रतिस्पर्धा गर्ने, कहाँ सँगै मिलेर जाने, त्यसको निर्कुल गर्नुपर्छ र केन्द्रले एउटा चाहिँ सैद्धान्तिक निर्णय दिनुपर्छ भन्ने नै सुझाव सल्लाह साथीहरूको आएको छ। यसै यिनै सुझाव सल्लाहका आधारमा भोलि 3 बजे केन्द्रीय समितिको बैठक बसेर हामीले त्यसमा यही सुझाव सल्लाहको आधारमा प्रस्ताव तयार हुन्छ र त्यो प्रस्तावलाई पारित गर्ने काम भोलि हुन्छ।
Spokesperson Mahat said that the next meeting of the Central Committee of the party would be held today and the proposal would be passed as per the decision of the central members. Chairman of the CPN Unified Socialist Madhav Kumar Nepal has alleged that KP Oli is colluding with royalists to derail the political establishment. Speaking at a meeting on Youth Association Nepal, he claimed that the leaders of CPN-UML are annoyed with the action of KP Oli and they are on the verge of revolt. Nepal said that KP Oli has been exercising the role of autocratic leadership within the party and it was the main reason of the formulation of CPN Unified Socialist Party. He further added that CPN-UML has been raising a force of goons. According to Nepal, the leaders with different views are sometimes physically thrashed by such goons. He expressed concerns that if Oli stays in power for another 5 years, there will be mere an existential crisis in contemporary politics of Nepal. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. The number of active cases of COVID-19 dropped to 1,254 yesterday as 15 people tested positive for the infection in past 24 hours. So far, a total of 978,347 people have tested positive for the virus in Nepal, while 9,208 536 people have already recovered. No new deaths from the virus was reported yesterday. The death toll from the virus remains constant at 11,951. Nepal is currently among top 60 countries affected by coronavirus. USA tops the list with 81.65 million cases, followed by India with 43.02 confirmed cases. The virus has infected more than 482.82 million people worldwide and has claimed over 6.15 million lives. The government has introduced the Foreign Employment Welfare Information Management System effective from March 28, a report.
Minister for Labour, Employment and Social Security Krishna Kumar Shrestha launched the system that provides welfare services insured by the state to the outbound Nepali migrant workers. Minister Shrestha said that now the system has been put in place, the outbound Nepali migrant workers with labour permit could claim compensation for death, injury, serious ailment, among others, within 1 year of expiry of the contract period and within 1 year of the incident. The service seekers can access the website of the Foreign Employment Board www.feb.gov.np to avail the services designed for the welfare of the outbound and returning Nepali migrant workers. As per the Fifth Amendment to the Foreign Employment Regulation 2064 BS, the Nepali migrant workers going abroad with labour permit can avail services such as financial assistance in case of injury, educational scholarship for dependent children of the deceased migrant workers, bringing home standard dead bodies of the migrant workers abroad for free of cost, and evacuation of stranded Nepali migrant workers abroad to Nepal. Furthermore, the beneficiaries of the deceased Nepali migrant workers can claim insurance through the newly introduced system. On the occasion, Minister Shrestha shared that curriculum has been designed to provide on the job practical skills training in 6 various subjects to enlist unemployment youth at the local levels. Similarly, Minister Shrestha said that the government had taken forward various measures aimed at securing welfare of the outbound and returning Nepali migrant workers, such as formulation of new foreign employment policy, preparation for building labor hospital, and creating enabling environment at policy level for the Nepali women working as domestic workers abroad to return home and go for foreign employment yet again.
Stakeholders are engaged in soul searching for the preservation of popular and endangered dance and songs in Lumbini and Himalayan region in order to revive the culture and traditions that are fast disappearing with modernity. In this context, an indigenous food fair has been organized for the first time in the buffer zone of Bake National Park, offering food and cultural dances of different castes of Lumbini province. A report.
The Gavar Valley Homestay Association organized its national conference and fair for the original food items and homemade items of different castes from March 25 to 27. The fair featured food items, supplies, and cultural dances of various castes of Lumbini province. Similarly, more than 1,000 homestay operators from 68 districts participated in the fair. The food menu included items produced by the Tharu, Magar, Rai, Limbu, Madhesi, and other castes living in 68 districts. The organizer of the fair stated that the objective is to promote marketing of the local products and motivate them to export not only in the country but also abroad. The traditional costumes of the Tharu community were displayed at the festival to inform the next generation.
भोजन मेलामा हामीले भोजनका परिकार मात्रै छैनन्, हाम्रा समुदायमा भएका लुम्बिनी प्रदेशभरि रहेका हस्तकला उद्यमीहरूले चाहिँ उत्पादन गरेका, हातले बुनेका गाउँका दिदीबहिनीहरूले चाहिँ विभिन्न समुदायहरूले उत्पादन गरेका ती विषयवस्तुहरू पनि हामीले यहाँ पस्किन सफल भएका छौँ। खानपानका परिकारहरूलाई पुनर्जागृत गर्नुपर्छ र ती खानपानका परिकारहरू चाहिँ व्यावसायीकरण गर्दै त्यसबाट चाहिँ हामीले आर्थिक समृद्धि गर्न सकिन्छ।
Similarly, Purna Chandra Upadhyaya, a member of the Department of the Homestay Association, said that the 3-day fair was organized to preserve the basic domestic products.
विशेष गरिकन हाम्रा रैथाने बिउबिजन रैथाने बालीहरू संरक्षण हुन जरुरी छन्। पर्यटनको विकासको आधारको रूपमा पनि यी रैथाने हाम्रा मौलिक खानाहरू असाध्यै महत्त्वपूर्ण छन्। रैथाने एग्री प्रोडक्ट्स नेपालले यी हाम्रा लोपोन्मुख अवस्थामा रहेका अथवा लोप हुँदै जान लागेका हाम्रा रैथाने बिउबिजन बाली नाली हाम्रा सिप हाम्रा कला हाम्रा संस्कृति अनि हाम्रा मौलिक परम्पराहरूलाई संरक्षण र प्रवर्धन गर्दै यो पर्यटनसँग जोड्ने यसको उद्देश्य रहेको छ।
Secretary of Raithane Agro Products Nepal, R.B. Rai, informed that the farmers would be encouraged to produce grains like old paddy, wheat, and maize to increase the national production. Arrangements were made for the guests to observe the popular dances of Nepal castes among with the taste of original food. Jhumra, Chokra, Panya, Latta, and Mayur dances were performed which are popular in the community. Arrangements were also made to watch Kurkuti, Salyani Tappa, Jhaure, and other dance festivals popular in the Himalayan and hilly region.
And now
The
the news
Gavar
from
Valley
economic front.
Homestay Association organized
The Ministry of Finance held discussions with the stakeholders from bank and financial institutions and insurance sector to seek their feedback for the policy and programs and budget for the upcoming fiscal year. During a meeting held at the Ministry of Finance yesterday, Finance Minister Janata Sharma said the discussions were aimed at receiving comments on different aspects of the economy. On the occasion, Minister Sharma asked whether it was good for the economy for the same individual to be a banker and also a business person. He also said his idea of building a microfinance fund to provide concessional loan to the general people. Minister Sharma also expressed his reservation to the existing system of depositing and withdrawing money in the banking system. He expressed concern that huge amount of money is stocked at people's home. It was a matter of concern that the money has not returned in the system, the finance minister said while calling on the PFIs to run their activities in a transparent way. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. The governor of Ukraine's northwestern region has said Russian forces carried out a rocket strike on an oil depot in the region. In a short video addressed posted online, Governor Vitaly Koval said emergency services were at the scene but did not give further details. Western Ukraine has not seen ground combat, but missiles have struck oil depots and a military plant in Lviv, a major city close to Poland, where hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians have gone to escape fighting elsewhere. Meanwhile, a Ukrainian delegation has landed in Istanbul ahead of talks with Russian negotiators aimed at ending the war, Turkey's private IHA news agency reported. The face-to-face talks between the two sides are scheduled to be held on Tuesday and Wednesday. It was a historic night for women in film. Jane Campion, the revered New Zealand-born Australian director, became the third female filmmaker ever and the second in a row to win Best Director in the 94-year-old history in the Academy Awards. Director Sian Heather won the night's top gun, taking home Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay for Coda, just her second feature-length film and the first win for Apple. And earlier in the night, Ariana DeBose became the first queer woman to color to win Best Supporting Actress. At just 20, Billie Eilish won for Best Original Song, and costume designer Jenny Bevan picked up her first Oscar for her work in Cruella. Champion had already made Oscars history by becoming the first female director to be nominated twice in the category. Having been previously nominated in 1994 for The Piano, she did not win in 1994 but did take home Best Original Screenplay and was the first female filmmaker to receive the Palme d'Or at Cannes. With nomination in 12 categories, The Power of the Dog had started out as the 2022 Academy Awards front runner. However, it's long home with just one. Champion now joins Catherine Bigelow and last year's winner Chloe Zhao as one only female winners of the Best Director category. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Nepal defeated Papua New Guinea in their triangular T20 series match by 15 runs on Monday. Chasing a target of 184 runs for victory, Papua New Guinea was all out for 168 runs in 19.2 overs. PNG's Norman Bhanua's quick-fire 52 runs off 29 balls was the highest score by an individual of the visiting team. His explosive innings included 5 boundaries and 4 sixes. The visitors, who were in need of 17 runs from the last 8 balls, suffered a major setback when Bhanua was out for an LBW in Karan Kesey's ball in the 19th over. In the very next ball, Dipendra Singh Aire caught a long off attempt by Siman Ati to ensure Nepal's victory. Nepal took the last 3 wickets, giving away just 1 run. Sandeep Lamichhane and Karan Kesey took 3 wickets each, while Avinash Bohra took 2 wickets and Sompal Kami bagged 1. Earlier, Nepal, who were invited to bat first after losing the toss at TU Cricket Ground, made 183 runs, losing 9 wickets in 20 overs. Nepal's opener Asif Sheikh contributed the highest 43 runs of 35 balls for the team. His innings included 5 boundaries and a 6. PNG's Eli Nao, Chad Soper and Charles Amini took 2 wickets each. Noman Bhanua and Rele Hegur took a wicket each. Nepal will next face Malaysia in the second match on Wednesday. Malaysia will play against PNG in the first match on Tuesday. Nepal had lost both ODI matches against PNG. Haryana Sports Club of India have lifted the title of the 8th edition of Sagarmatha Cement Prime Minister Cup International Invitational Women's Volleyball Championship on Monday. The visiting team defeated Nepal Police Club in straight set in the title clash held at the covered hall of Nepalganj Stadium. Haryana had to struggle hard to win the first set 26-24. Police were lagging behind 18-24 but managed to score 6 consecutive points to tie the set at 24-24, but they could not give continuity to the winning form and conceded the set. The second set was also a close contest, which Haryana won 26-24. Likewise, Police presented a tough challenge in the third set as well, but ultimately lost by a close margin of 25-23. Haryana were lagging behind at the start, but they bounced back late on to win the set and become the champions. Haryana had earlier defeated Police 3-1 in the league round. Haryana bagged a purse of Rs 500,000 along with the title. Nepal Police Club walked away with a cash prize of Rs 250,000. Earlier in the third place playoff, Tribhuvan Army Club registered a straight sets victory over New Diamond Club to finish third in the championship. Army bagged Rs 100,000 while New Diamond settled for Rs 50,000. A total of 4 teams from Nepal and 2 from India had participated in the championship that kicked off on March 24. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Fringe parties can now contest polls with local election symbols. A total of 73 parties registered for the local polls. Prime Minister Dioba to visit India on April 1. The 3-day state visit is expected to further strengthen the ties between Nepal and India. Nepali Congress to forge alliance for upcoming election. Central Committee decides to forge alliance with coalition partners. Russia strikes old depot in northwestern Ukraine. The region has so far remained free from ground combat. And Nepal defeats Papua New Guinea in T20 match by 15 runs. The host to face Malaysia in the next match on Wednesday. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.